Let me tell you a little story. Back in high school I used to play League of Legends. I started playing because I had some classmates that were already into it, so I thought maybe it's a good idea for me to start playing it and try to make friends with them. That didn't work, but I ended up making friends outside of school and I stick around for a few seasons. But once I reached a certain point in high school, I needed to stop and leave that game behind. That and I was hard stuck in Silver 1. But a few years passed. I was already done with high school and I was about to finish my first year of college. On October 15, 2019, Riot celebrated the 10-year anniversary of League of Legends with a huge video showcasing a bunch of projects: Valorant, Legends of Terra, Wild Rift, and the one that has still to come out, Project L, nowadays known as 2XKO. I'm still adjusting to that name. A fighting game with League characters was something I wished for since I started playing back in high school. And that leads me to the topic of this video. But before I begin talking, I would like to preface that this is purely for fun. I'm not confirming nor saying that this is what it's going to be of the game, nor that what I say is 100% true and 100% happening. This is just for fun, this is just fun speculation. If you have any fun ideas that this game could have, please do let me know in the comments. With that said, these are modes that I would like to have in 2XKO. Okay, so for starters, we know that 2XKO, it's a free-to-play 2v2 2D fighting game. In simpler terms, it's a free-to-play fighting game similar to the original Marvel vs. Capcom, or if you wanna get a more recent example, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? But what is it going to be content-wise? Well, I'm guessing we're going to get the basic features a fighting game has: training mode, arcade, local, and online matches. Things that are pretty common at the launch in a fighting game nowadays. But what can we add to make 2XKO more exciting? Well, I was originally going to make an entire hypothetical roster here, but one, that would be an excellent topic for another video. Two, I'm slowly trying to get into scripted content, so no 1 hour video essays for me yet. And three, there are other videos that encapsulate pretty much what I would want as a roster. But if I have to pick at the top of my head what I would like, then I'd say Twisted Fate, Jhin, Swain, and Cho'Gath are my top picks. And no, I'm not going to elaborate. So the question still stands. What can we do to make 2XKO more exciting? Well, my dear viewer, this is a part of the video that I inhale in dangerous amount of copium and start talking so. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. A gallery or extras menu will be nice, and I have a few ideas of what it can contain. A jukebox with the themes of the champions with 2 different versions each, a 2XKO one and a League one. Some champions that are already on the roster like Braum or Echo have really iconic themes that could work here. Make it similar to KOF 15's jukebox, that allows players to select the themes they want on stages and menus. You could expand on this even more by adding albums from different skin lives of League. like KDA, Star Guardian, Odyssey, Pentakill, etc. Granted, a streamer can't play some of these songs from the skin lines like Pentakill or KDA, but these would be entirely optional, and by default the music should be the original arrangements of the game. Okay, just as a heads up, I am not good coming up with names for stuff, so you have been warned. Now, to explain this one, first I need to explain what the crypt is. The crypt is a staple of the Mortal Kombat series, usually themed around creepy places like a spider cave or a graveyard. You can explore to unlock extra things, like concept art, music, alt costumes, etc. Now, you can see where I'm going with this. It might be a long stretch, a really big stretch, but I would really like to have something similar to the crypt in this game. Of course, to have a unique spin on it, you can have a world map with all the different regions that this game represents with the characters on the roster. Each region will have a concept art, music, and alt colors for the related champions of that region. Now, let's move out of the gallery and onto the main events. I think that the arcade could be a menu that includes all the single player modes except for the training and the local versions. This is where the traditional arcade mode will be, the arcade ladder. A series of fights with a final encounter with either a final boss or a rival team. Of course, this mode will include arcade endings, and this is where things get spicy. For those who don't know, arcade endings are small pieces of story that show some progression on the story of the character that you choose. These work as small rewards for you after defeating all the opponents in the ladder. And here's where we can go a step further and include special endings. The special endings will be tied up to your team. Say, for example, you picked Echo and Jinx as your team. Once you defeat the last opponent of the arcade mode, you get a special ending that includes portions of both of their stories. If you have a team of 2 random characters, for example, say Echo and Braum, then the ending you get will depend on which character gave the last hit to the last opponent in the arcade mode. Similar to how ending works in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Okay, listen. I said before that I'm not good at naming stuff. This is no exception, and I think the copyright is not helping. Anyway, so what I was thinking for this mode was, what if we make it a roguelike? For starters, you pick one character and go off on an adventure across Runeterra, fighting opponents from different regions and collecting items, partners, and teammates for your team. Items will work as they do on League, stat modifiers basically. Partners will add a hazard to the stage or be an ability that you can activate. And teammates is pretty much self-explanatory. After you finish a run, you earn currency to spend in permanent stats, classic roguelite stuff. Each item and partner you collect during this run will be saved in an album, so you have a way to know what does what for your next run. And you can see that album both in the Sentinels mode or on the gallery. The gallery version of the album will contain extra information and lore about the item or partner collected. I think I overdid it, Chief. Yeah, so 2XKO is going to be a free-to-play game. If these modes are not in there, it's not a big deal. It's a free-to-play game. I'm not expecting too much out of it. I just hope it's fun. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is just purely for fun and hypothetical, so if you have your own takes on what 2XKO can have, leave them on the comments, please. Hope you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching, and just don't forget to leave the like, subscribe, and all of that jazz, and I'll see you all later.